Good morning, all. Thank you for joining me this morning. Today's topic is all about authentications with GovReports digital signature. Last year, when we first released this service, it has limited services, and we have since refined and added more features to make this a more rewarding, a seamless experience for you and your clients. The agenda for today is first to give you an overview of what GovReports digital authentication is and how it benefits you and your clients. We'll go through the features and services it provides in the live demo. Now, just to start, this is basically our definitions of GovReports digital authentications. It is the additional and optional service which enables users to validate the authenticity and integrity of a document online with digital signature from their clients. Or in other words, digital signature as we know it. Using GovReports digital authentication increases the productivity as it speeds up the legal and compliance process, enabling for document issuers or agents in this case to electronically send documents for review or authorizations by the document receivers anywhere, anytime, on any device. Currently available, it is available for all GovReports forms, activity statements, income tax returns, tax file number, PAYG, tax, financial reports, payroll. We cover all the GovReports forms, or any GovReport forms that you have saved and validated. You can use, you can send for signature. And we also enable for non-GovReport generated documents like the letter of engagement, letter of authorizations, work orders, contracts or invoice, basic whatever that you know, whichever documents that you want to send for signature, and it has to be in PDF format. The cost is, because it is an additional service and optional, it's up to you whether you want to use it. The features that we have at the moment, you can, it's unlimited features, unlimited documents. You can upload as many documents. In terms of GovReports forms, you can only upload it one by one and send for signature by one, and attach non-GovReports documents like the letter of authorizations, receipts, or whatever. It's that unlimited, but in terms of report, because of the workflow process, we only allow for one report to be sent at a time, so that we can track and track the work in progress. Currently, the subscription is one user access. Any additional users that you want to add on is $50 per additional user per year. It provides audit trail, so basically it would have the list of all your documents that you've sent, and also the work in progress, whether you have it in draft or in archive, etc. So if you send it or if your client decline it, it's basically the complete trail, so that later on you can always go back. It is a separate application, so you can track basically all the work in progress, whatever that happens whether you it is an audit trail. So we also give you the status notifications where the work is at. You would also have the download options to, once it's done, you can download it in, whether it's in one whole big file as a zip file or as in separate documents, depending on how many documents you send at one go or at the time. Because you have so many status within the when you send document, whether it's in draft or it's been sent to various people. You can also send it to multiple people as well. So it's because of the complexity, the document management is required. So it's also there. Because we give multiple signatures capabilities. Of course, multiple page signing. You can also archive options, multiple recipients at the time. Or you can, and each of the recipients, you can have different responsibilities, whether they can sign or they're just there to view the documents only. You can, because when you send it to multiple recipients, you can also send private messages to different recipients as well as in one document when you send out. And certainly there are advanced settings that you can do. You can also set reminder settings, so reminder and expiry settings on the document when you send out. And because we have customized email configurations within GovReports, the email configuration will also work in digital signature as well, or any other application that you have in GovReports. Let me now go through the live demo. From GovReports, to get access to, there are a few ways that you can get access to digital signature. As I mentioned earlier, that it will only work for GovReports generated document. It will only work for the valid reports or validated reports. Simple reasons. Draft reports simply means that it's an incomplete document, and if it's incomplete, it's in draft. It's no point in sending it to your client for signature, because if it's not the final draft, to send it to your client for signature, it means that they have not seen the final figures or the final. Go through the other way. I'll go back to that. You can go through the save reports, and any report that you have in valid status will enable you to do that. Or you can go through the normal process where you prepare the activity statements or the tax return or one of the reports, and then what I'll do is I'll go through the process with you. I'll just select a client, and then I'm going to try to do an activity statement for the client. This is basically the normal process as you would have done with when you prepare an activity statement in this case for any client. So go in and list the activity statements, select the activity statements you want to do. In this case, because I'm not going to change much of the figures, I just put in just basically a quick report, so that I can show you how it works with the digital signature. Like I said, you can save and validate. You can validate, and then it will take you to the save report, or you can save, validate, and send for signature directly from here. For my workflow, normally I like to save and validate, and then go to save reports and then send for signature, rather than from here, because sometimes the figures that you have entered, or it might be that some errors need to be corrected, and etc. It's difficult to isolate the issue. So I like to separate it and use that save and validate, and then go to save reports and then send for signature. But for those who want to go directly save, validate, and send for signature, you can do so. So I'll click submit, and that would take me to save reports. That's one way, and this is another way. It's basically go to save reports, and this is the report that I've just have validated. I can all those. I'll go back to the save report and the status on here, but basically, because it's valid now, so I'll click on it. I want to work and then send it to my client for signature. Click on the actions on the top right corner here. Action icon, send for signature. Okay. Now this is the GovReports Digital Authentications application. So when you attach a GovReports document, it will and then send for signature. It will take you to this page. You can save as a draft if you're not too sure the email or whatever it is that you're not 100% wanting to change it, or a telephone that comes through. You can save as a draft and then come back to it later, or you can and of course, if you want to go forward with it, click next to send a document. But there are a few settings in there. You can add letter of authorizations onto it, or attach to this document. You can add another recipient to this report for this person to review. It might be an accountant who wants to review it, or it might be a partner or a financial controller who does not have the authority to sign, but he wants to review and review the documents, or something along that line. So just to give you an example, I will upload a document. This is a sample agreement that I've downloaded early, just a little bit earlier yesterday. from the net. You know, in your case, it might be a letter of authorization. Upload that. That has been uploaded. You can upload multiple documents if you want to, but for me, basically, just to give you an example, I just add one. Now, I have already in there the client's details as a signee. I can change the destinations if I want to. If this person is only there for reviewing, I've just got a message from Catherine. Can you view the document at this stage? Not really until you click the next screen, but you can go back to it when you click next. It will take you to the page where you can review the documents. Okay. If you click, you can click onto the agreement and view the agreement documents, or that I've just attached, or go back to the activity statements that I just sent through. You can go back to the first screen for the settings by clicking back. This is the client's details that I have on for this client at this stage. I have added myself to receive the email. In the past, I have been talking about it, and each time I send to the client, I got someone else's email or a testing email that I never receive it. So I make sure. Before you also, the other thing is before you use digital signature, make sure your email configuration has been set up so that you will be sending out from the right email, and also your client's email, they will also be receiving the right email. But having said that, if you want to change it, you can change it also by clicking onto the field that you want to change. So it is quite easy for you to use. And like I said, if this is the client's details that you got on your GovReports, and if it's not correct, you can change it here. Having said that, you change it here doesn't mean that you can. If you change it here, it doesn't change what you have on GovReports in terms of your client details. So if you want to change your client's details permanently or on GovReports, then you need to go back to GovReports to change that. Here you can change the email address or the name or whoever that's receiving this document. So I'm assuming this is the right details for now. And if you want to have assuming that I want to add someone else onto this, to receiving this document as well, like I said, it might be a partner, but he or she might not have the authorizations to sign the document, but he wants to review it. So and let me put out another email. Okay, and that I don't want to sign, but I just want to have a look at it and basically maybe giving suggestions or discuss with them. If I want to have a private message for this person, you know, basically. You know, it's a private message for specifically for this person. You can send that, and that will go in the same message. So in this, Catherine, you asked earlier, can you send a message to the client advising that how much the BAS is? You can send it here. So the BAS figures. You can write down as you can write out the message as you want. This is the common message. Right here is a common message for all recipients to receive it, and here is a private message. So you know you can remove it if you know. Look, if I added a message there, if I want to review it, I can review it. If I want to change anything, you know, I can just go in and change that, save it, or if I changed my mind and decided to remove it, can remove the message as well. So it's quite flexible. When you get to here, mind you, I didn't remember what I put in there earlier. So when you get to here, once you're satisfied with your message, you can then also do the settings as well, because unfortunately we are in the compliance business, and there is a deadline for each and everything that we sent out. It's not like a partnership document agreement where you're basically depending on the two parties agreeing to the documents, and there is no time limit when the document should be signed unless the other party imposes a deadline. But with compliance, you have a deadline, you have a due date. So if you want to set a reminder, if this document this is an activity statement, this is an installment amount, the IAS, and the deadline is in 10 days, you can set up, its notifications to when you want these notifications to be sent out to the client in 1 day, 1 day after the receipt. So if today you send it out to your client, after today, a notification, a reminder will be sent out to this client, and it will repeat every other day. So who knows, if you want to make sure that your clients receive it, then you can do so. So now when the document expires, say it's in 10 days. Now, and the final the expiration notifications, maybe in 1 day before it expires, you can set that. Hey Melissa, you got a question. Can you set this reminder for all documents needing signature for, or is this email per client? This is email per client. The reason is because we have different forms. So if depending, if you're only using this for activity statements, I can understand, and perhaps we will have that feature soon for you to save it for future settings. But because we have different forms in there, tax returns and so forth, it does not, it will have different, possibly. Melissa will take that on board, and we'll take that on board, and we'll let you know when that features will come out. And but it is, we have said previously, because we thought every form is different. So it might not, whatever settings that you have there, it might not be useful to have it saved. But I would take that on board. Okay, once you set it, now because this is, I will erase this for reasons, because it's going to be sent to my email. I don't want to be flooded with emails. Even though this is a testing account, it is working. So I won't set it, but basically once you set it, save it, and then it will basically start sending, it will send the reminder to your clients based on the settings that you set. Once you're happy with that, click on next. And then, because there are two recipients of these documents, or of the documents that I have attached here. So first is the client. John Testing is the client. So I will mark where he needs to be signed, and that's just a one page. I'll go into the next page. There's 3 pages. Now I'm just not going to go through the document, so I'll view the document anyway. So let's just say he's going to sign there, and that's basically it. And then with the additional person that I added earlier, that person's role was just to review the document. There is no signing, so there's no signing required. So once I'm happy with that, I can then send it for signature, or save it to come back to it if I want to. Like I said, send for signature. Of course, if you're not happy where the signature location was placed, you can remove that by clicking there earlier. Now, you then go, once it has been sent for signature, it will take you to the page, My Documents, where you basically manage all your documents. Now, in this case, this is the document that I've just sent out, and the status is pending for signature when it has been signed. Okay, so what I'll do now, if you are going to try do the testing and send it to yourself first and see how that works, just make sure that the browser that you're using to go in as the account holder is different from the clients who open the email. So I'll now go in and check the email. So now I've got my the email that I have just sent to myself as a client to sign the documents. So this is the client. this is the client receiving, this is the person that needs to sign the document. So the message that was sent to me, the general message, and if I want to view the document, I can click on view. Now there is instruction. Notice there is instruction there to assist your clients, basically to advise your clients what to expect when they click view document, or what they need to do. So you need not, if you need not explain to your clients, but if you're not too sure, just make sure that you know the process so that you can assist your clients. Once they click on view document, it will take them to the application, and it will request for the one-time password, which has already been sent to their email. This is our way of security, and to ensure that if this document was accidentally forwarded to someone else, that person cannot open it. The only person that can open is the document recipient or the email that you have nominated. So now I go back to the email, and I would have received the one-time password. The password is 250359. Submit. If I need to resend it because I didn't receive it, I can resend it as well. So once your clients receive this, put in the password, they will basically go into the section where they need to put in their signature. They can upload the signature by signing on a piece of paper, scanning it, or take a snapshot of it and upload it onto GovReports, or they can draw it using the mouse, or they can type it and then save it as a signature. Okay, so once I've got the signature, I can then place it where the cross is. Click. Oh, it's updating. Sorry, it's updating my thing. Now I've got my signature. I can place it right where I'm supposed to, where I want it to sign. The signature is there, and any other documents that is attached. So once I sign that, that's only one page. So no more that I need to sign on this document. I click on the next document. Click on the page that I'm supposed to sign, and that's done. If I'm not happy with where I have placed my signature, or I'm not too sure, and sometimes I'm lazy, I don't want to read the documents, I can remove all the signature, and like I said, I haven't read it, I don't know where the signatures are supposed to be signed. I can just click sign all, and that automatically use the signature that I have saved on earlier and place it where the signature was supposed to be. So notice I've just removed the signature that I put in earlier. Now the signature is placed automatically by the application. So once I'm done with, I'm happy with that, I can then send it, click finish, and that means it's send it back to me, to the person that sent it to them. Or I can, if I don't want to sign this because I wasn't happy with the document that was sent to me, I wasn't happy with the figures or whatever, I can decline it. If I do decline it, there is if I do decline it, I would, that I might also be able to send a message back to the sender and saying that, look, I wasn't happy with the figures, and please redo it or whatever. So I'm sure that person would have your client would have discussed it with you before they decline the document, to sign the document. So yes, the dating is automatically you notice that where the signature is, it's got your signature and also got signed by who, and the date and the time. So our application automatically capture the IP address, but we don't show it here, but it's for auditing purposes. But that's the date and the time is captured there. If you notice where the signature is, it's part of your signature stamp. When I'm happy with everything, I can then click finish, and that would automatically update the system. Not only it would update the system, and they would send a copy of the documents to me as the client of the person that sent these documents to me. Send a copy of me the signed document, and also send it to the sender as well. So we'll click finish to, whether it's finished or you send it back, or to decline if there's any message, you know, as your client, they can so they can send the message back to you also, and that you will receive. So once you once your client sign it and click finish. So once you sign it, it's been signed. Your client as me can no longer go back to the document. So if the one-time password is finished and used, now I receive a new document that this is me as a client. I receive a document with the attached, you know, report that I have signed it. You can view it. You can click on to view it. You've got a signed copy and also the agreement in signed copy as well. So basically, and also the sender. So I've got a PDF document. Now I go back as the sender. Right here. Now there is a little problem because this is a testing account, and I did not take notice that I've used an email address that is not available, so it will not update to me. But onto the system, it will soon be saying that you know, that it has been signed. Now, the other person that still needs to view the document, which we have because we send it to two recipients. One person is the client, the other person is the document reviewer. The document reviewer, which is also me, which I should open that to show you how as well. This is the viewer, the reviewer. This person is not required to sign the document, but they can view the document. So I can click on to view the document, and I will also receive a one-time password in order to get access to the document. So basically, only the person that you nominate to see will be able to see this document. 478798. So now I can go in and see the document because it has been signed already. I can see that it has been signed. So, you know, perhaps, you know, normally in the normal process, you know, like the accountant or the whoever would have discussed that with that person before that being signed. So I can only click finish because this is for viewing. So I can only view and then click finish without having any functionalities onto this document. So that's the reviewer role. So now we go back to the sender. Now this will take a little bit of a while. Like I said, it will. I will need for one of my IT staff to redirect it to the account because, like I said, the email address that I use or the username that I use is not real. So we will have a little bit of trouble receiving the documents. But having said that, otherwise it will be there for 5 years as part of the compliance process. So, you know, if within the 5 years, if your clients get audited or you get audited, you know, you can basically put it out and send it to, you know, like your client. No, you will not. Unfortunately, if you were to cancel the account, you will not have access to the application. But certainly, you would have a copy of it in your email, because whichever the email you have nominated to receive or to you know, as your username, it will be sent a PDF copy to you as well. But having said that, if you already sign it, say for example, I've got this one signed. If it has been signed already, then you can go in and get a copy directly from here. You can have it as a separate document. Remember, we had this document. I'm not too sure what I had previously sent. There was only one installment document. So So if it was a multiple document, you can send it, you can download it or print it, download it in a zip file with separate PDF for each of the reports or each of the documents that you uploaded, or you can have it as a combined PDF. So basically, GovReport Digital Authentication will combine all your documents, whether you send 1 or 10 documents, it will combine in one big file and then give it to you in that printed format, so you can download as one printed one document. You can then also email it to your clients if you want to. If for example, your client said, look, I've lost it, mislocated somewhere, or you want to send to someone to get a copy, you can email it also. With, like I said, if you've got email configurations, that will be, all of these will be sent from the email that you have nominated in your email configuration. So I won't be sending that. Now, if it's in process, if it's pending for signature, if it's waiting for your clients to view and sign the document, and in between you said, oh, maybe you changed the figures, for some reasons you said, oh my God, you forgot to include an invoice, a tax invoice, so that's going to change your activity statement. Unfortunately, what that means is that you have to go back and do your activity statements again, or tax returns or whatever that is, and you need to void these documents. Then you need to void it. To void it is just go onto the action here and void it. Means it's going to be deleted. That once you void it, your clients or whoever the recipients of these documents will no longer have access to the documents. The same thing when your clients decline the documents. Once it's been declined, they can no longer go back to the documents and view the documents anymore. So once you void it, that means you need to go back to GovReports and generate, and do another activity statement, validate it, and resend it back to your clients for signature. If you want to archive this, and it's similar to void, it means that you're going to basically no longer require, once you archive, your clients or any document recipients will not be able to see. Now, notice in your My Documents, there's a lot of folders that you would have in there, depending on the status. You would have, while we were doing that, if you save as a draft, it will go to the draft folder. You can go and check all your sent items as well. And because this is a multi-recipient facility, it also means for those agreements that require not only your client's signature, but it also might also require your signature. You can send it to yourself as a recipient to to sign the document as well. So when it's yourself, it would say action required. I mean, it's action from you is required, and you need to sign that. And to set yourself up to sign documents as well for all those documents that you want to sign online, is basically going to my signature at the bottom right here, and similar to that of your clients, you would have the 3 options. So because I've got something already signed, already set up in there as my signature, if I want to change it or remove it, I can do so. Click change or remove right here on the top right here, and yeah, just the same option that you would have. But at the moment, I have my signature as a typed signature. But if I want to upload my signature, I can sign on a piece of paper, scan it, or use my phone to capture it, or whatever that you need to use. So because I got it already there, I don't need to do so. But if, like I said, if I need to sign a document that I sent out to my client, like for example, an agreement, a letter of engagement, and I want their signature, but I also have my signature on there, it's up to you, entirely up to you. So that's the basically the My Documents and the options that you would have there. Of course, anything that once your client signed or the document has expired, it will go into the expire folder. The same thing, expired documents, your clients can no longer go back to it. You need to go back and reset and resend it to your clients because it's already expired. Basically, give them a little bit of a more of incentive to sign the document before that date. Expiring documents, it's basically like those documents that are close to expiring, so that So if you've got documents expiring, it means that you should contact the client and say, hey, we still haven't got your signature. Please have a look at it again. We've been sending you reminders, but it doesn't seem that you're responding to it. Is there any reasons, etc.? So you need to follow up. Expired document, the same thing. You can resend. You can use that expired document and resend it to your client afterwards. But it means that because you had it on expired, it means that now you can basically say because you sent it, you did not sign the document on time, so now it's likely that you will be faced with a penalty from the ATO, etc. So it gives you a lot more flexibility to manage your business a little bit better. I don't know, I believe so. So I hope that's the case. So that's the reason that we have all these folders for you, so that you can sort out and be a lot more organized, a lot more organized with managing your clients and documents. Of course, anything that your clients declined and why they declined, so that you would have a record of it, and anything you have archived, it will go into archives. Now, if it's in draft, you can delete it, void it, and delete it. But if once it has signature, we do not delete it. So we still keep it in archive, so that later on, if one of those days that you want to go back to it, it's still there. That's the reason, because it has a signature on it. It has been authenticated, so we don't. Now, your clients, my contacts here is basically when you are adding a new, additional recipient, and that's not on your client base. It's not your client. It will be there so that you can reuse it later on. So it's for your convenience, up to you. You can't click to delete it. If you never want to see that client again or that recipient again, you can delete it, because it's just basically make it a lot more convenient for you. Once, it's just, who knows, it might be a lawyer or, I don't know, your client's partner, etc., and you add it in, and for that convenient time that they want to see those documents, but they're not your clients, you do not want to send to them in the future and do not want to make mistakes, you can delete them. It's up to you. So that's my contact, my signature. It's already been covered. Now, for documents that are not GovReports documents, and you just want to send, say, letter of engagement separately, and it's not GovReports, and there is no GovReports generated document, you just click on here, new, send a document, or sign a document. So it might be the letter of engagement, it might also require your signature, or just a document that you want to send, and then you can upload and send for signature as well. So like I said, I'll just send a simple one, uploading, assuming this is a letter of engagement, and who I want to receive it, I just add the name. I won't send this, so because okay, so I'll send that again. And if this is I want this as a signee, I can do so. Like I said, the same process. Just basically click new, upload documents. That's as simple as that. So it's pretty straightforward. The same process that we just did it earlier. I won't save it. I'll probably discard it. So once I've, like I said, for non-GovReport documents, just click on new, and then you can go to that screen again where you can upload the documents that you want to send to the client. So now, basically, I'll go back to GovReport. So now, if I go, normally, if in the case that if I did use the correct email as my username, the status would have changed to valid and signed. But in this case, it will not be signed. So it will say that it's valid and it's processing, awaiting for signature, because it did not come back. So in the normal process, it would say it's valid and signed. Now, at this stage, if it's valid and signed, you can also you can view the document from here. If it has been signed, I'll show you where the document has been signed. Go back to that. For all your reports, if it has been signed, for example, this one has been signed, you can then view the document or print the document. Print the document similar to that in the digital signature, where you can have it in separate PDF, or as a combined PDF, because this is a one document that I sent out earlier, so it's just a one document. So there was no options in other words, a combined. What is a combined? If you've got multiple documents, it will give you a combined look, combined of all the documents that you have sent together, or as a separate. It will give you that option, because in this case, it's only a one document that has been sent out, so you only see that. Once it's been, once you got it signed already, you can just click lodge, click, and then lodge selected. That's basically the digital, basically our digital authentication process. We'll go back to it. So the status, just basically check on the status. If it's valid, you can send for signature, and it will tell you the status. Basically, if you're working with digital signature, check this status so that you can work with it along the way. Any questions? Oh, the other thing, from GovReports, if you are, if you need to send you need to go into my digital signature, you need to go to Apps Center, which is the 9 dots here, and you can go to that page, this digital signature page, and then you can see the status and working on your digital signature, and also to send external documents like the letter of authorizations and so forth. Okay, if you do have other questions later on, you can, if you can send us an email or give us a call. But otherwise, yeah, it's basically it. This is the digital signature. Melissa, I think you asked a question. Sorry, there was a question earlier regarding the save features of settings. So I'll look into that, and now, we'll update if there is, when we release that or when we start developing that, we'll let you know. But otherwise, pretty straightforward. I hope things start working out for you, and let us know, give us your feedback on when you start using the digital authentications from GovReports. Thank you, guys.